For a club like ours that has history and has true roots, to have a group that has given us that unconditional support for 20 years, it's incredible, and it's something that no other MLS team has.
Anytime we can have them behind us, it's a huge advantage for us. So, you know, tonight was a night where it was going to get muddy for a while there, and you know, it's fair to say that they were that extra push that, you know, could help us get through. So we're happy to have them.
I love being able to be with the ultras and be with the fans, because that's I really believe if I wasn't lucky enough to be playing this game, I would be a fan and I would be there right there with them.
In 2015 marked a lot of important events, new beginnings. It was a new stadium. We also had to reconsider our group structure, the way we function as a group. We came up with a new banner. We were playing our tifo to opening the new stadium, and at the same time, we kind of looked back and decided that the best idea would be to go back to our roots and to the San Jose Ultras name. Slight change in name, their mentality was still the same. Most of the guys, if not all of the guys that were initially with 1906, were not with us anymore. The only ones around were the original members of the San Jose Ultras, so we went back to our original name and building history on that. Moving into the new stadium had a very special significance. We were finally able to have our own stadium, something that we can call home. And obviously we had to honor that occasion with a beautiful tifo, a tifo that relates to that specific event. We chose Spartans. They were the Spartans. It was a small army, just like we were compared to other groups. We are a small group. We are fierce. We defend our territory. We defend our land. And we decided to come up with the Spartans and basically send a message to the world. This is Sparta. This is our home. And we're going to defend our home. We wanted to hit on all levels with this one: size, quality, message sent out there. So now the day comes around, home opener, new home, new stadium. We took over sections 117 and 118 at the top, second level of the stadium. So the players come out of the locker room. That's usually our signal to display our tifo. As always, I am a perfectionist when it comes to that. I want every single tifo to come out okay, because people put in a lot of work in it. A lot of work, time, and money. So we wanted the tifo to be displayed perfectly. And obviously for this one, all the spotlights were onto us. We couldn't mess it up. And it came out flawlessly. It was a perfect display. And I looked at it for a couple of minutes out there while we were holding it up. And I was pretty amazed. I was proud of my group. I was proud of everybody who contributed to this tifo. I was proud of the new stadium. We had fun. We won the game. We played Chicago Fire, which was coached by Frank Gallup, so there was a little bit of blast from the past. We love the guy, still our friend. But it was a new beginning, and we were really happy with the way things came out. So since our group is a group that's built just like a family, obviously we support each other outside of the games as well. And not only that we support each other, but we do support and we do care a lot about our local community. When we play Orlando, it was a few days after that horrible shooting that took place. And I was on the phone with Jared, who is now the president of the Quakes. At the time he was not the president, but we go way back. We've been friends for a long time. And he mentioned that tragedy from Orlando. And that's when we both kind of came up with the idea of doing a fundraiser for Orlando to send it to the victims of the shooting. And I got in touch with the team, the players. We got a lot of donations, jerseys, signed jerseys, soccer cleats, balls, and so on. And we had a nice auction. We had a beautiful event. We collected a lot of money and we sent it out there. I'm not necessarily a fan of broadcasting and publicizing any of the charity work we do. There's a lot of this nowadays. A lot of people look for attention or social media clout and so on just by doing this charity work. That's not what I believe in. I believe in doing things behind the scene for the most part. But obviously in situations like that, you have to put the word out there so you can get a better contribution that the victims of that shooting in this specific instant. 2017 marked this new tradition. I believe the Las Vegas soccer team wanted to promote themselves as a future MLS team. So they started organizing these preseason games, and we were playing Galaxy. Matter of fact, we played twice out there against the Galaxy. Naturally, it's preseason, we are starving for soccer, we are missing our team, we want to support the boys, and then it's Las Vegas. So we saw it as a beautiful away game. We're going to Vegas, have some fun, we play the rivals. For us, those games didn't mean much regarding the result on the field, but in the stands we had an amazing time. Total domination out there with flares, pyro, wearing numbers, loud, representing the team. It was great times. We missed those games. Hopefully one day we can play in Vegas again. The same season, Cali Classico comes around. We had a beautiful tifo. At that time we decided to switch gears a little bit. Even though it was the 4th of July, Independence Day, we won with the tifo representing our city, San Jose. Everything went great. Another epic game. We won the game, comeback as usual, Shea Salinas towards the end of the game. Amazing game. Tifo came out okay. Great result in the end. We beat Galaxy again at Stanford. Also in 2017, so we beat Galaxy at Stanford, and then we traveled to LA to play them there. And I remember exactly, they changed our traditional section to put us, it was a day game, so in the summer. So they wanted to put us in full sun out there. They thought that that's gonna get us tired, they're gonna silence us, and we went the other way around, we went louder. We got a nice 10 in that game. We won it, we killed them. Wando scored on them, humiliating them. He went right in front of their supporter section, started shaking the net. Amazing memories from that trip, one of the best trips that I can remember. We played Minnesota in the last regular game. We needed to win the game to go into the playoffs, something that we are not really familiar with.
Based on the results throughout the day, we knew that we were competing with Dallas for the last playoff spot, and with Minnesota equalizing in the 81st minute, we knew that we needed to get a win, and to be honest, it really didn't look like it was going to happen.
Zarba, handled by Bernardes. Bernardes leading America on the shot, the rejection, the Wando, the cross,
It was not the prettiest goal, but they scored right in front of us. We go nuts. The team celebrates. They pop champagne bottles. We're in the playoffs. Everybody's excited. Beautiful summer night. We play Vancouver on a very short notice, outside of the country. Weeknight. We managed to get maybe 15, 20 guys out there. A lot of us didn't have passports. Some guys had some other issues that they couldn't get passports or couldn't get access into Canada. But we went there. We sang the whole game. We represented really well. The result of the game was disastrous, 5-0 loss. Despite the result of the game, we represented in the stands. We keep going. As I said before, every single goal they would score, we get louder. At the end, we just took our shirts off as always, a sign of defiance. We didn't really care. We were there for the boys to support them, and nothing but good memories. Beautiful city, we had a great time. Our only expectation at the beginning of a season from the players is to give 100%. This is it. Now, if their 100% means first place or last place, that's not really up to us. And our expectation from them is similar to my expectations from the members of my group, which is giving 100% in the stands and supporting the team no matter what. 2018 completely failed of a season. We had a new coach, things didn't work out, cannot point fingers, coach, players, everybody should take the blame, us too. Just terrible season. We barely won any games in the season, but I'm proud to say that we were there, that we did our job, we were in the stands singing for the guys no matter what. Not many things to remember about 2018, but one thing that was for us, particularly for the Ultras, memorable was our 15th anniversary, for which we had a really big, large flare display in the whole end of the stadium, and then of course, a big tifo, nice overhead of us representing the team. Basically summing up what we did for the club in the last 15 years.
The year definitely started off as a disaster. We were repeatedly getting blown out. I would say the lowest point of that year was the 5-0 loss at home to LAFC, where the boys on the pitch, I mean, we were just completely humiliated. Vela scored, I think it was a hat trick. Abandoning the boys after a couple of bad performances was never an option. It just goes against our entire philosophy as a group. We're there for the team no matter what happens, through thick, thin, blowouts in either direction, and we're just going to be there for the boys. But then at the beginning of April, specifically against Portland, we started winning, and we went on this really hot run from the beginning of April all the way until the end of July that saw us get as high as second at one point in the West, which was insane given the year before we had been dead last, only won 4 games. Once August hit, we started slowing down, and then the game against Atlanta, both Almeida and Wando got reds from the bench. What happened next at the game against Philadelphia midweek at home is something that is going to live on in the club's lore and history, I think, for the rest of time.
Wando got the first red card of his career, and the guy got a red card sitting on the bench in the previous games. And then the day before the game, I was being called by the president at the time, and he told me that if I'm okay with Wando joining us in the stands for the game. And I thought that was an amazing idea. Obviously, Wando's been one of us forever. It seemed all natural to me. It's like, yeah, that's not the player joining us, it's just one of us joining us.
I got to the stadium early, and I was helping the Ultras with some stuff before the game started. And just as I had finished up what I was helping with, a Ultras member tapped me on the shoulder and said, hello. And I turned around saying hello back, asking how they were doing, thinking nothing of it, just that's how I greet my friends. And then I do a double take and I realize, oh, it's actually Chris Wondolowski. Wando and I sat there and had a conversation for about 10 minutes, I'd say, before anybody else realized that it was him. And then of course, once one person realized, everybody did. But that was really special, and I think that shows what kind of a person Wando is. He cares about people, he cares about the group. He treats everybody with respect. And I think that's something that a lot of players don't necessarily feel as inclined to do. A lot of players treat the fans as a given. He always treated the fans as something that he was appreciative of.
And it was not a happy game. We lost to Philadelphia, but it was definitely a premiere and something that was not seen before in MLS. For a player to come in our section, go crazy with us, sing with us, taking his shirt off just like us. Again, it just shows you who Wando is. A very humble guy, definitely an ultra and a legend for our club. What we like more about Wando, obviously, the top scorer in the whole United States, that's awesome. but his commitment to this organization, and he refused other offers from bigger teams just to stay with the club. We connected on the field, outside of the field with him, and just the guy, he gives it all on the field. That's what we want from the players, and he should be an example and a role model for the young kids. We were the first group in the United States that went to support the kids at the academy games. Those are some of the nicest memories we have. We went there, nobody in the stands by us. Obviously their parents were very happy, but the happiest ones during those games were the kids. And they would come at the end of the game and they would thank us for our support, celebrate with us. For example, in 2019, we go to a local college, I believe it was our high school in San Jose area. And those kids beat Portland 7-0. We lighted players up, smoke, flares, everything. And after the game, they come in the stand, they jump in with us. I was pleasantly surprised to see that they know our chants. They come into our section for the first team games. And I believe that's part of the whole family concept that we are trying to cultivate here in San Jose. A very special memory was in 2012, we were going for some double headers. One of their goalies was JT, which is now our goalie. So that's what this whole thing is all about. Raising the kids in the right spirit, making them proud to be Quakes, making them proud to play for San Jose. We know these kids don't play for money, they play for pride, they play because they want a better future for themselves. So to us, that's the purest form of passion for your club, passion for your team, and we can definitely, by our nature as a group, we can definitely get behind this. And popping flares for them, making them feel like professional players, hopefully gives them an extra incentive to progress in their careers. So like everybody else, New Year's, new vibes, plans, New Year resolutions. 2020 comes around, and we were playing our tifos, we were playing our new songs, we were playing the away games. We only played a couple of games at home, and the second one, which was the last one before the whole shutdown, was against Minnesota. There were already talks about the pandemic, about what was going on in other countries. Obviously, we didn't think that's going to hit us here. We lost the game, miserable performance on the field. We keep going in the stands, but leaving the stadium, we never thought that we would be away from the team for so long. It was the first time in our existence that we were unable to be there for the team. They were playing in front of empty seats. It was very hard for us to be away from them, but our hearts were there. They were for them. We were hoping that they win those silly tournaments they were playing in the bubbles. And of course, we were hopeful that the pandemic, or the restrictions, I should say, will end and we can go back to be with the guys. So, we were doing banners, post them outside the stadium for the team to see. And we decided that one thing we can change, at least in the local community, was to help those who were hit the hardest at the time, which were the healthcare workers. Obviously, it's a healthcare crisis. So we could play a role and we can help those guys a little bit. And we decided to have a little fundraiser there, raise some money. The Quakes joined in, they're happily joining us in, and I appreciate that. And we went to a local hospital in San Jose, and we did what we usually do for the players, which is wave flags, chant, support the healthcare workers. And on the side, we raised some money and we were able to provide lunch for everybody in the hospital for one day.
I think it's awesome what Quakes are doing, what the Ultras are doing, just to kind of give back in any way that we can.
I'm really impressed with all this thing. It makes me like a little emotional too, because they cared for us.
It really boosts morale, especially coming in for a shift and then knowing that you not only have free food, but everybody's cheering you on. It makes you feel really appreciated.
'21 comes around, the season starts, we finally get the green light, we can go back in the stands. We were just happy to be there. At the time, the results of the games are absolutely irrelevant to us. We were happy to be there, we were happy to support the Quakes and do our job that we couldn't do in the past year. There's some guys out there who are apprehensive to go in the stands. The virus is still around. People are still dying out there, but that's our team. We had to support the team. Our attendance was limited. The stadium was empty for the most part, but we were there and we had to compensate for those who couldn't be there and couldn't have their voices heard. So the small numbers of us who were making it in the stands, we had to make a point out of being loud. First of all, it's very nice to open this new section on our 20th year anniversary. Obviously, it's a big landmark. Not a lot of groups in this league have been around for that long. I think it's a new beginning. It gives us more tools, as I said, to improve the atmosphere here at PayPal Park.
Dynamic heartbeat of the stadium back in a big way. We know the Ultras, the San Jose Ultras have a passion that they bring to the game day experience, and we want the entire stadium to focus and center on them. So you're going to see a new look, a new color in the seats. You're going to see new entryways into the stadium, into the section, and we want to really help and encourage people to come join the San Jose Ultras in 2023 to put that heartbeat back into PayPal Park.
The new section that opened this year at PayPal Park is so important to the game day experience now. This new section, with the architecture of it, it angles all of the sound that we, the Ultras, create, and it angles it all directly onto the field. And that creates so much noise and so much energy, especially when the team's attacking our end. I mean, there's a reason this year that we've scored so many goals down at the Ultras end in the second half when we're really pushing for a game. There's a reason for that, and I believe that it's because of the energy that we're creating down at our end. This new section also allows us to be brought so much closer to the players, and it's really revived the connection between us, because before there was always a barrier separating us in some way, shape, or form, and now that barrier is completely gone, and the section is completely together from top to bottom, and we're all going hard for the team and the crest and the colors.
We had our 20th anniversary tifo, which we decided to just be bold, plain, and represent the two big reasons that make that day very special. And there was 20 years of unconditional support for the Quakes, and then our logo, which has been representing us for many years. It was a great day with a lot of pyro effects. We had a overhead, we had a pack section, full voice, and the team gave us a very nice present. They won the game 3-0, and during the warm-ups they were wearing shirts with our logo and number 20 on them, which is a very nice gesture that we definitely appreciate.
Something else that I thought was a nice touch on the night was that all of the old Ultras main banners were on the railing present. And I know that's something that only happens on a very rare occasions, and so it was very special to see some of those old banners brought out. I appreciate when the group decides to do tifos so much, because I know that it's significant. A lot of other groups in the league, they just create tifos to create tifos, whereas we always want to make it important and impactful, or for an important game, whatever it is.
Since day one, we wanted to be unique. We wanted to be completely different than other groups here. It was one of our main goals. Most of them operate on completely different values than us, and most groups in this league are in for their own benefit. They are in because they want to get something out of this. Meanwhile, we are the opposite. We are in to give it all, expecting nothing in return. While every group is obsessed with numbers, quantity as we say, we definitely focus on quality way more than quantity. We are the only group in the league being recognized and actually respected by other organized ultras groups abroad. And to give you an example, when the LAFC front office paid for their supporters to go to Dortmund in Germany to learn from those local fans, they went there and they were rejected. Matter of fact, they were threatened by the local ultras to not even dare to go in their section. And on the other hand, you have San Jose Ultras And while we had our own issues with the league, the front office, we got multiple banners of support and solidarity done by groups from Romania, Steaua Bucharest, Sud Steaua, or even Italy, Curva Nord, Sora, which are our friends. This year on our anniversary, Steaua Ultras had a banner for us reading San Jose Ultras, roots are here, now we celebrate our 20th year. And it was referring to the origins of those of us who founded the San Jose Ultras. We have a great relationship with those guys, and it's a relationship based mainly on sharing the same Ultras mentality and principles. Sometimes we travel there for their derbies, and as a pleasant surprise, they actually came here a few times, mainly for our derbies, the Clásicos at Stamford, to support the Quakes from the stands with us. I like to lead by example, and being here for 20 years almost, every single game, without missing one, obviously required a lot of sacrifices from my private life. But the group and the club, they come before my private life and my own entertainment, and I'm willing to give it all for the team.
The San Jose Ultras are such a special part of the San Jose Earthquakes club. I've been fortunate enough in my 15 seasons with the Earthquakes to watch their support, participate in it at times, and just see the incredible atmosphere that they bring to our game days. Whether it was back at Buckshaw or the move in here to PayPal Park, it's been unconditional. It's been in every stadium that we've ever played in. The San Jose Ultras are there, and they're there to support the team through wins, through losses, through pandemics, and it's just a really special part of the San Jose Earthquakes. I've seen it at, probably 15 to 20 different venues around the country, whether we're in Vegas, Reno, playing at Kagan Field in Palo Alto for an Open Cup match, Buckshaw, Kezar, AT&T Park, Candlestick Park, Oakland Coliseum, PayPal Park, Spartan Stadium. They're there.
I'm positive. I always believe in a better future. And I think we're in a good spot right now. The group is in good shape. The team is in good shape. Luchi Gonzalez came along. He's building a strong squad out there. It's a transition year. And I think that the relationship between the group and the players is going to be helpful for the future. Also, the relationship between us and the front office, it's a relationship of respect, mutual respect. We don't step on each other's toes.
And so through the years, I think we built a relationship on trust, open communication. We've worked through a lot of issues together, which do come up from time to time. And I think that just, that history that we've built on together gives us the foundation to then work on a project like this together. And I think it's another unique part of our club. I don't think there's a lot of MLS clubs where the president of the team and the head of the team supporters group have such regular communication meetings and a friendship to build on.
Once this season is over, we are moving forward into a very important year for our club, the 5th year of their existence. So we are ready. We're gonna celebrate the proper way. I hope everybody's gonna join us to celebrate our beloved club in an unforgettable manner.